Most legal leaders are stuck between two AI failures, either blocking it because of the risk or letting it run wild, hoping for the best. Both cost you competitive advantage. Here's my 90-day plan that dozens of legal teams use to deploy AI safely, cut admin time, and protect client trust. I'm Rok, founder of MPL Legal Tech Advisors. We consult law firms and legal teams to set their AI guardrails, train their members, and create an AI strategy that keeps them compliant and competitive. Let's jump into it. A lot of times, the firms we work with tell us the same 5 issues. So at MPL Advisors, we run what I like to call an AI governance setup. There's 5 simple components, and it takes 1 workshop to set it up. First, you need a clear owner, 1 partner plus 1 champion. Second, you need an approved AI tool list, showing exactly what's allowed and for which tasks. Third, you need traffic light rules. Red means absolutely not, yellow means you can use it but after review, and green means go ahead. Fourth, every piece of work product that AI touches gets a verification tag. And fifth, a clear incident path. Who to tell, how to fix it, and how to document what happened. This is not bureaucracy, this is clarity. You do 1 workshop, you put it on 1 page, and you're done. Now you're ready to start your 90-day journey. It has 3 phases, clear milestones, and measurable results. Phase 1 is weeks 0 to 2. You set the guardrails and you set the access. Let's start with your policy in 1 breath. Approved tools only, no client IDs in public models, human review is mandatory, every AI touch document gets a verification tag, and the client is always informed. Now let's break it down. You don't want any client information to be ending up in public AI tools. For this, you want your team members to only be using the approved tools. Now, human review should not be optional, and you should put it in the policy. Nothing should leave your firm unchecked. The policy should also contain the consent rule. If AI touches any client information, get it in writing and disclose it. As for the prompt hygiene, you should include clear examples. For example, replace names, such as my name here, with exactly what you see written out on the screen. Client_A. And you need to include your approved tools list. At the same time, kick off the data hygiene sprint. Standardize your folder names, reduce the nesting, and decide on the single source of truth for all your data. Your access models should match risk. Baseline for all the team, for example, Adobe AI Assistant for document Q&A, and then Lexis's AI for research starting point. Absolutely no client data with open chatbots. And then you should have tiered access for power users and practice leaders. And this should be team or business, I think they call it now. Anyways, enterprise equivalent subscriptions. And look into them. What you want is that the AI in the end is not being trained on your client data. So you need firm controls. What is important is also to centralize your template library. All the stored standard letters, previous cases, retainers, clauses that you're regularly using, and all the different drafts, and log and document your naming conventions. Now, this first phase also contains the initial training. The training should be around 60 minutes, it could be live or recorded, and cover what AI can and cannot do in your firm, so there's no ambiguity. Go over the approved tools and the tasks those tools were approved on. Show clear examples, and most importantly, show how to verify and how to log the verification. But here's the real key. 1 training doesn't stick, so you need to plan small, recurring touchpoints so habits form and stay. For new hire onboarding, you need to provide AI basics, plus your firm's guardrails within 30 days. Micro training. You have 15-minute sessions per month where you go over 1 workflow, 1 tool, or 1 pitfall. Role tracks. That would be quarterly power user and general user refreshers. Organize 30-minute bi-weekly drop-ins that are hosted by the office's AI champion. Debrief on incidents, 10-minute shares on what went wrong and how was it handled. And proof of competence, short checklist quiz or a shadow verified task before independent use. Now you're ready for phase 2 and you're going to deploy a 30-day firm-wide pilot. Pick 1 workflow to pilot, just 1. It needs to hit 3 criteria: high volume, low legal risk, and easy to verify. Your best candidates, retainer or standard letter generation from your notes and using your templates. Email triage and filing assisting, summaries, labels, suggested folders, but absolutely no auto-send. Or document formatting. Think tables of contents, headings, numbering in Word or Adobe. Here's how to keep your pilot boring but measurable. Because boring is safe, and what's safe gets the buy-in. Determine the scope: one practice group, 1 or 2 assistants, and a partner sponsor. Seat tiers: power users get premium seats. Everybody else sticks with Adobe, Lexis, or 365 Basics. Determine the inputs: the exact templates, the exact folder structure, and the allowed metadata. No guesswork. Determine the tooling: one primary tool per task. For example, Adobe for Q&A and references, Lexis Plus AI for research summaries, ChatGPT Team for template filling, but only on non-privileged documents. Set the controls: no client identifiers into public AI tools. Store every prompt and output in the Matter workspace. And finally, the evidence file. Save the final verdict draft plus the verified by initials and date in the Matter. And last but not least, the verification rule of 3: cites, facts, and reasoning. If you can't verify it, it shouldn't go in the brief. Every week, collect these metrics: save time per item, percentage of the AI draft you had to rewrite, quality flags, number of corrections or close calls, and adoption: how many items actually went through the pilot. And finally, set a 20-minute weekly review. Kill what doesn't work and standardize what does. Moving on to phase 3. Weeks 6 to 9, where you're going to scale what works and kill what doesn't. This is where most firms get tripped up. They try to scale everything at once. Don't do that. First, codify the workflow in a standard operating procedure. Add clear screenshots and, just as important, clear when not to use rules. Your team needs to know exactly where the boundaries are, not just the steps. Next, publish a tool-by-task matrix across the whole firm. Everyone sees exactly which tools to use for which task, and there's no more guessing and no more confusion. Then, expand to the second practice group, but only after your SOP has been stable for at least 2 weeks. Get stability first and then scale. If you're rushing here, you're just creating new chaos. Now, you can introduce light automation, where it's genuinely safe. For example, auto-create client and Matter folders with the right naming convention, or draft filing paths for emails. But nothing that touches client work leaves the office without a human review. Finally, data hygiene sprint. We defined it in phase 1, and now we're going to tackle it. You want to fix your worst folder nesting, standardize the naming conventions, and decide on a single source of truth for email to Matter filing. Remember, the goal is not to automate everything. The goal is to automate the right things in the right order and always with the right controls. Let's talk about the tool by task matrix a little bit and what should it contain. Here in column A, you put the tasks. In column B, you put the tools. And in column C, you put the rules. Pretty straightforward. Let's check how we can hypothetically define this. In the firm, we have Lexis, Adobe, ChatGPT, Word add-ins, and we have Copilot. We have certain tasks that we identified, and we're going to list that in the matrix. For example, research starting points, Lexis Plus AI is the way to go, but always verify the links to the authorities. You see, it's pretty clear for the other team members. For document Q&A and locating references, Adobe AI Assistant is your tool. It gives the page-anchored references. Well, that means that you can click on it and it takes you to the source of the text. Template filling and plain language rewrites. Use ChatGPT, but only use for non-privileged documents. Our hypothetical example is also specifying that every draft goes straight into the Matter file and nothing leaves the workspace without a human review. And that's your safety net. For formatting, think tables of contents, numberings, headings. Word add-ins and Adobe features are your best friends. For email triage, labels, summaries, task extraction, Copilot or 365 rules are solid options, but never enable auto-send. And this tool matrix also explicitly specifies that the team members should never use chatbots for anything privileged or for regulatory analysis. So those are strictly human review zones. Now this matrix isn't just what tool goes with what task. It's about protecting your firm and your clients. Screenshot that and you can use it in your next team training. This keeps everybody on the same page. And if you want more, stick till the end. As for the AI governance policy, your goal is to keep it practical, light, and genuinely low effort. It should include the following. You have your monthly AI steering note. In that meeting, you snapshot the numbers, so time saved, edit rates, adoption. Keep it on one page, bullet points only. Then incident and fixes. List any close calls or mistakes, plus what you did to fix them. And even if it's approved You go over the approved tools list. You update what tools or tasks are in, what goes out, and why. This is your living do, don't list. And single next step target. Pick one workflow you're going to tackle next. Always just one. Your governance should include an audit trail that actually works. You should have every AI-assisted document tagged. You should keep a simple usage log, which tools, which tasks, and who verified. And a monthly spot check. Randomly pull out 5 AI-assisted files and check for compliance. If you find a miss, fix the process and not just the document. Let's talk about the 3 non-negotiable principles of AI governance. They are human accountability. If it goes to a client, you own it. AI is just a draft and not a decider. Client confidentiality first. Never process privileged client information or client identifiers in public models. Period. And 3, transparent documentation. Every AI touchpoint is logged and verifiable. If you can't show your work, you're not compliant. 4, red flag triggers. You should escalate this immediately. Examples: AI output sent to a client without human review, privileged or confidential information in unauthorized tools, missing verification tags on AI-assisted work, and team members skipping the approved tools by task matrix. Now, after 90 days, you need a strategic review and scaling. And that should be done quarterly. You update your policy, standard operating procedures, and the tool by task matrix, based on pilot metrics and any incidents. You decide to scale or stop. Promote one proven workflow firm-wide and retire one that didn't meet your bar. Seat sanity check. Reassign the premium seats based on the actual usages. Do the vendor check-ins. Confirm the data controls. Check out the new features like verified citations and review pricing. As for the data hygiene, pick one naming or one big folder each quarter. Chip away at entropy, don't try to fix everything at once. And the training pools. Publish your next quarter's micro trainings and refresh your quizzes and examples. Day 91 isn't the finish. Review, refine, and expand one workflow at a time. Let's go over the budget reality check. Here's how you keep your AI budget tight, targeted, and totally defensible to the partners. First, you need to squeeze the value out of what you already paid for. If you have tools that do legal research, get every ounce out of them before moving to new platforms. If you already have licenses, don't go and opt in for extra features that you're not using daily. As for the tiered seats, buy premium access only for stakeholders. Those are tier 1 and usually they're the sponsors and pilot leaders. 2 to 3 people. Those are your builders. They'll actually break and shape the workflows. Tier 2 expand to power users. 5 to 8 seats. Only after your pilot proves its value. Don't buy for everyone up front. And tier 3 is the rest of the team. They stick to the basic tools and licenses until there is greater need. Why? Because most firms spend 60+% of their AI budgets on unused licenses. Let the usage drive the spend and not the wishful thinking. And one more thing. Do a temporary hard stop on buying new platforms. At this stage, don't switch or replace tools. Wait until your pilot shows the hard numbers on time saved and risk reduced for specific workflows. And focus on integrating, not replacing first. Plug AI into your current tools and platforms. Make them talk to one another. Connect the dots. Full migrations are expensive, very interruptive, and rarely justify their investment unless you know exactly why you're doing it. 80% of your AI value will come from 20% of your tools. Go deep on what works instead of buying everything you see. Great. Now let's talk about some red flag spending patterns. Some examples. Annual contracts before your 90-day pilot is done. Paying for enterprise features you cannot define or measure. Adding more than 3 new AI tools in the first 6 months, and any tool that forces you to change your core workflows before it has proven its value. Bottom line, your AI budget should follow your pilot results and not the FOMO. Measure twice and spend once. So what does this solve? It slashes your admin load where the risk is the lowest. With this, you can save significant amount of time, and more importantly, you can increase your capacity. This bulletproofs your client data protection. You'll have crystal clear red lines. Everyone knows exactly what they can and absolutely cannot put into AI tools. You'll have audit-ready compliance. Every AI touchpoint is logged and verifiable. And that's making you ready for any client or regulatory inquiry. and your privilege stays protected. Sensitive information never leaves your secure environment. You're always in control. And this gives you peace of mind. This process creates visible wins that build trust and buy-in. You'll get quick, measurable results, you'll get trackable impact, and you'll get a culture shift. Because skeptics become advocates when they see their own productivity increase. And that's your momentum right there. AI is risky becomes, why didn't we do that sooner? And this process gives the leadership weekly signal instead of leaving them guessing. You'll see exactly which tools work, who's using them, and the value they bring. Every week, you'll spot early compliance gaps or tools misuse before they become actual problems. And as for the investment goes, you'll know where to double down, what to retire, and how to allocate premium seats. All of that based on data and not the hunches. So this process gives you strategic clarity. Every decision is backed by real numbers. The takeaway, don't just add AI. Add a system that enables your team members, shrinks your admin, protects your clients, and builds the real trust inside and out. Less busy work, more billable hours, and total confidence you're doing AI right. Thanks for staying with me till the end. Your next steps are guardrail your AI adoption and download your Legal Team AI Kit below. It contains the policy template, the pilot tracker, tool by task matrix, and the verification checklist. If you want help tailoring this to your firm or legal team, book a free consultation call. Link is below. If this helped, great! Subscribe and let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about AI governance and policy frameworks in the future. See you in the next one.